it's Sarah Joy Albrecht with Hold My Guns. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we partner with gun shops across the United States to provide voluntary firearm storage during times of personal need or crises. And you can learn more about our work at holdmyguns.org and also donate, support our mission. I will see you guys at SHOT Show. We'll be at booth 40852, which is first floor Venetian near the food court. We're kind of near Project Childsafe. So come see us, come say hello. I'd love to hear about your thoughts on this video. That'd be a great thing to talk about. So what I'm going to talk about today is the phrase, you are your own first responder. Now, in just about every class, in just about every firearms related podcast, this is a phrase that we hear over and over and over again. And when I hear it, it motivates me, right? That's the whole point. Like, get your button gear, go train, go do your dry fire drills, practice situational awareness, help make sure that your home is defensible, things like that. I am my own first responder. The problem that I'm facing, and I want to just put this out here so that you guys are aware, right? Because I bet if you guys are in our community, you hear this phrase all the time too. How do we apply that phrase when someone is struggling with their mental health? What do you say to somebody whose mantra is, I am my own first responder, when they actually need to seek help, when they need to call their pastor, when they need to call their counselor, when they need to go and reconcile with someone or confront somebody? How are they their own first responder in that situation where they might need a buddy, or they might need medical help or mental health help in order to move forward? If we have this idea that we have to be our first responder and that we're like this lone wolf, it gets really twisted in people's minds. They think, I can't call for help because I'm going to be letting people down who I should have everything together, and they're going to find out that I don't. And so I want to put out a solution to that. And that is, what does it mean to be your own first responder in a situation where there's threats from within versus outside threats? Best thing that you can do is to have a personal safety plan. And by the way, it's not hard to find one. There's a free one that you can download. It's a PDF, so you're not filling it out online. Privacy is important. And you can find that in the link in our bio on all of our social media, which is holdmyguns.org. And in that personal safety plan, there are places for you to write down what your key stressors are, how you want to respond to those stressors, your friends that you know that you can rely on to call, your preferred providers, which can be counselors, mental health professionals, your pastor, your battle buddy, people who are in different stakeholder groups that you can call out and say, I need help in this area. There's a place for, what is my plan for lethal means? That can be medication, it could be sharp objects, it could be household items, it could be firearms. There's a place for that in there. There's also a place in there to have the things that make a difference. Like, here are the books that I want to read, or the passages of scripture that make a difference, or here's how I want to be encouraged. Please encourage me in this way, so that if you're sharing this with a friend because you don't have the words to talk about the hard things going on in your life, that you're still being your own first responder because you prepared ahead of time and you've written down the things that you want, and so that you're in the driver's seat and you're not along for the ride, and that you've prepared ahead of time, just like we have preparedness to face an outside threat, that you have taken stock of your situational awareness in your own personal life so that you don't have this glaring blind spot, right? And you've already taken care of those things so that, God forbid, if you ever have a day that just makes you not want to get up the next day, that you're able to move forward because you already thought about the things that you want to do. That is how you're your own first responder. When you think about how you want to respond, if you get into that situation, before you get into that situation, that's how you're your own first responder when it comes to mental health. And I encourage you to have a safety plan for yourself, and encourage the people in your household to have the same safety plan too, so that if they're ever in a situation and they don't know how to communicate because they're not in the right place of mind, because they're grieving, because they're afraid, because their heart's broken, because they're not sure what's going to happen tomorrow with their job or with a family member who's might not make it through the night, that you have things written down that you know that if hey, hand me your safety plan. I know you can't talk, but let's go through the things that you said would help you. Let's go for a walk. How about I draw a bath for you? How about I help you with these chores and then you go rest? Let's go for a drive. Let's go get a change of scenery. And you know, because they've written down the things that help them. Let's give your brother a call. He always has a good word of encouragement, and he'd be sad to know you're like this, and he would listen to you. So having a plan in place, your plan in place before you get there, allows you to be the responder because you've already thought about it. You've already prepared for it, and you're more likely, knowing that you've already thought through those things, to follow through. What we don't want, what I hate, and what I bet you do too, is when other people try to intervene and they don't understand. They don't know what you want, and they suggest things that are not a good fit for you, and they're trying, but it's really falling short. And instead of making them do 20 questions to figure out how to best help you, here's how I want you to respond when I'm feeling this way. That's how you're your own first responder. So I hope that this helped you to think through how you can be your own first responder. And that means being in the driver's seat to connect to the resources that you want, so that you're not at somebody else's mercy, but instead you've already thought through things and you have a plan in place. And even if you have to go to the ER for something, you can say, I want some congruency of care. Here are the people that I need to bring into this conversation so that everything is consistent and that I trust it. That gives you the power to do that if you have it written down first. So be your own first responders when you're facing an external threat or an internal threat. And we're here to help you with that. And if you ever do need firearm storage, or if you need to talk about these things, please get a hold of us, holdmyguns.org. All right, love you guys, and I will see you at SHOT Show, booth 40852. And I have to say this, please consider donating to Hold My Guns. Your support really makes a difference. It helps us when we are in the trenches, having these very conversations with people who are in crisis and who need help, which happens all the time. Help me help them, and that way you're helping them too, okay? You can donate at holdmyguns.org and also through the link in our bio on all of our socials, holdmyguns.org. All right, see you at SHOT. Take care.